now I feel like I'm here, right? It feels better. I'm gonna sit so I feel more comfortable. Hello, senhora Capoeira. Oi, gente. Tudo bem? First, I just want to say muito obrigado, mestre, pelo espaço. Thank you so much for the space. This is where I call home. You know, I'm not graduating this year. Life happens. I'm not training as much, but since day one, when I entered Capoeira, I said, "Wow, God, I'm home. This is where I want to be." And this is what I call mental health. Capoeira school is one of my mental health aspect. So my name is Suzanne. I'm a proud student here at Capoeira. I'm also a mom of 3 beautiful kids. I'm a yoga and mindfulness instructor, and I'm a clinician in training. We graduate in May. And besides all, I'm a human being just trying to figure out life, trying to navigate the challenges. There is a guy in mindfulness, his name is John Kabat-Zinn, who says, "Welcome to the full catastrophe living, right? Life happens." And we're all trying to navigate. But having Capoeira on the way is a gift. I feel very honored, and I'm sure all of you guys do. Happy those who have the gift to meet things like Capoeira in our way. So today I want to just talk a quick talk about mindfulness to all of you. But there is a guy in front of me who actually knows much more about mindfulness. I had a moment with Matthew this year. I was driving to school. That was during the summer, and a lot happening. Graduate school, kids, and I'm like, it was a Saturday morning. I said, I gotta go to class, I gotta train. And while driving, I'm like, dude, I love Capoeira, but I cannot do this. This is just getting too much. And I entered Barracão, and I said, Mestre, come here. You know what? It's not gonna happen. I'm just so overwhelmed. I don't even know how I'm gonna do class today. Then he came to me, and that's me, who is a mindfulness instructor, by a clinician, but I'm a human being. And he said, come here, Suzanne. He looked in my eyes, and he said, if today you have 10% for Capoeira, give your 100% inside that 10%, and now it's gonna be fine. Wow. I said, well, this is mindfulness, right? My mastery teaching me how to live the present moment. So before I bring the concept of mindfulness, which I already said, I would like to invite you all for a quick practice here. This is simple. Just wherever you are, bring attention to your heartbeat. Start bringing attention to your breathing. Together we can take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. With gratitude, we acknowledge whatever we have in our minds right now, with self-compassion, with love and kindness. Breathe in and breathe out. And slowly we bring our minds here. This is mindfulness. What we did is very simple. Mindfulness, according to John Kabat-Zinn, is just bringing attention with purpose to the here and now, to what's going on, with no judging. So mindfulness means consciência plena, atenção plena, which is the opposite of the mind that we call in Portuguese that devaga, that wanders. Research shows that human beings pass, our minds, over half of the time is thinking about something that is not happening right now. it's totally normal. If I get a baby right now, and I put the baby here, the baby is gonna explore everything around. Because when we are born, our minds are here. We're just connected to everything. But as life happens, as Mestre said, things happen, experiences, the way we grow up, culture, everything. John Kabat-Zinn called the waves of life. And then we just keep bringing our minds everywhere besides the here and now. So I'm gonna give you an example. How many of you here, capoeiristas, it happened to me before, that sometimes we are in roda and our minds are just going somewhere else because we have to do something after, because we are afraid about, how am I gonna do roda? How am I gonna practice this movement? It happened to me before that I went to class and I was the only beginner there, and my mind was just fighting with me like, you're not supposed to be here. I'm afraid. You're not gonna be able to make it. But the truth is that capoeira is mindfulness, because Mestre teaches us all the time, be here, be right now. Put curiosity, which is one of the aspects of mindfulness, to every movement. How many of us sometimes had to practice Jinga for so many times and we're like, but I'm done, I just want to go to the next movement, and Mestre says, just keep doing this. This is an opportunity to connect your body, your mind, and your soul. This is mindfulness. Seems simple, it's not. But the more we practice, the more we can make it. And for me, nowadays, capoeira is a way to practice mindfulness through movements. It's just a type of meditation for me. And I'm very grateful, because this practice involves not only the body aspects, the physical aspects, but the mental, community, resilience, humility, patience. John Kabat-Zinn said, mindfulness is about patience. It's about beginner's mind. Always bring curiosity. In the 1960s, during the Vietnam War, that was when Thich Nhat Hanh was exiled from Vietnam, and he went to France. And there is in Bordeaux, he started the first plunge village. That was when he started teaching mindfulness to people around. And basically telling people, by breathing in and breathing out, I can just connect my mind with my body. Because sometimes our bodies are here, but our minds are everywhere else. And then capoeira is a way to do that. In 1979, right here in Massachusetts, mindfulness became science, became medicine. John Kabat-Zinn studied 51 patients for 8 weeks with chronic pain. And after 8 weeks practicing mindfulness, those patients showed improvement for their chronic pain. Wow! But for us, as capoeiristas, we have mindfulness in form of capoeira. By just practicing, listening to Mestre, Mãe Capoeira is going to be there with her arms open for us. We can practice in 2 different ways. We can just go and do our class and check, I went to Capoeira today. Or we can enter Barracão with the beginner's mind. But I've done this for 15 years. Maybe this is going to be my first class. Let me just put curiosity to the pain. Why my mind is thinking like that? Acknowledge. And then Mestre is going to be there inviting us. Come back. The here and now. But why to do that, Suzanne? Carl Rogers, a psychologist, an American psychologist, who developed the person-centered theory for us clinicians, he says something very powerful. there is nothing more powerful than presence. When we practice capoeira with presence, and Mestre help us do that, we bring presence to ourselves and to everybody around us. And then, John Kabat-Zinn says, it's not about stopping the waves, but it's about learning how to surf them. Then, the challenges of life come, and you're like, wow, it's brutal, it's tough, but I feel connected, I feel okay. I went to capoeira today, and I felt that like I got something, even though it was hard, because my mind, my soul, and my body were connected. So as a clinician, for me, capoeira is an opportunity to work on myself. It's my self-care. At my university, we are supposed to bring like, what is your self-care? And one of them for me, besides yoga, is capoeira nowadays. Because when I do capoeira, I go to the office for my clients, for my patients with more presence, with more resilience, understanding and meeting people where they are, because this is something that Mestre does very well. Thank you so much for meeting us where we are. I've been in classes where I was the only beginner, and Mestre knows how to deal with all of us. Looks like he knows where we are. This is so important, I'm so grateful. So the benefits as a clinician for me is amazing. If I could, this is the mental health that I believe, and as a clinician, this is the mental health I'm gonna be bringing to my office. Nothing against medication, nothing against those who need, but this is the medicine that I believe is capoeira, is yoga, is mindfulness, is body and mind connected. As a mindfulness instructor, I have to say to you guys, this is a contemplative practice. In 2014, was recognized by UNESCO. For me, I'm biased, but one of the best ways to practice mindfulness nowadays is capoeira. So capoeira is mindfulness, there is no doubt. And as a capoeirista, since young age, I'm from Goiânia, it's a town close to Brasília in Brazil, and my mom said to me one of these days, since young age, every time you saw roda, you would just look and you were so excited. So I met capoeira, I think, since I was born, but it took me 38 years to call somebody and say, hey, can I speak to Mestre Chuvisquinho? And he said, just come. I went with fear, with all my insecurities, but I found a space where I found safety, resilience, respect, discipline, and I'll never forget, and I'm so grateful for you. He said something about Cora Coralina today. She's a lady from my state, actually. She died in 1984, and she wrote poems, like she was an old lady. And he mentioned something about her, and I just want to finish with something that she said too. It's not worth to pass life without touching the heart of people, and thank you so much for touching the heart.
Absolutely.
Our hearts.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
A batida reconhece o mestre, que por muito tempo foi um professor. Reinados não se constrói só com glórias, muito menos com paz. Lutas incansáveis pelos seus ideais. Reinados não se constroem só com glórias, muito menos com paz. Lutas incansáveis.